so much for joining me. This is episode 4 of the One Quarter Cables series in the Cables and Cotton podcast. My name is Megan, also known as Magnifinits, and that's the name that you can find me on any social media or other web platform. For anyone who is returning, thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me. And for any new viewers, thank you for coming and seeing what this podcast is all about. I'm podcasting today, of course, out of my home, which is located in the central interior of British Columbia. And it is Thursday, October 8th. So I can't believe that we're in October right now. That's so crazy to me. The weather outside is rainy today. It's clouded over, so it's a perfect day to spend inside, to work on some knitting, to cozy up with some coffee or tea. I haven't quite decided yet. And yeah, I'm excited to share with you some of my makes this week. So before we get started, I just want to talk about what I'm wearing here today. For anyone who was aware that this past weekend was supposed to be Knit City, Vancouver. This outfit that I'm wearing today is kind of a homage to Knit City, Vancouver. Last year when my husband Jeff and I went, this is actually the outfit that I was wearing. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about this. So this shawl, which I'm wearing, and I'm actually really warm in, so I'm going to take it off here. It's warm. So this is the Paradise Valley shawl, and this is a pattern by Sasha and Willow of the Knox Mountain Knit Co. So two lovely ladies. I've knit this out of Briggs and Little Tuffy. Briggs and Little is a wool mill on the eastern side of Canada, and they have very beautiful rustic yarns in all different yarn weights. So this is a shawl pattern that actually, it's the second one that I've knit. The first one that I knit was made out of the luxurious Midknit Cravings yarn. It was a sample for their store, so I knit it up and I sent it out to them, and so those ladies have it. If you haven't heard of Midknit Cravings, they are two sisters, I believe, who they hand dye yarn out of Waltruce, Saskatchewan. Oh, I could be wrong on that. But that's where they're located, and their yarn is gorgeous and squishable, and their colors are beautiful. Yes, I have quite a few skeins of their yarn. They have really cute sock sets where I believe it's like a 50-gram skein of yarn for your main color, and then it comes with a mini for heel, toes, and cuffs. So yeah, so I wore this to Knit City last year, and I thought, well, let's be nostalgic today, so I wore it again today. I also wore this tee last year. This is the Noni Tee, and it is a pattern by Megan Nodecker of the Pip Pin collective. Sorry. Yeah, and I was a test knitter for this. It has a beautiful detail on the front and on the back, and then the split hem, it is full length, although she does have two more patterns similar to this. One of them is a crop, and then one of them is a full dress, and I believe that if you sign up for their newsletter, you get this book for free, or maybe just check out their Pip Pin website and you'll find out more as well. They just revamped it, and it looks really beautiful and really yeah, very inviting. So this yarn that I used is Midknit Cravings, and this was in a one-of-a-kind colorway called Mint to Be, and I believe that it is showing up on camera pretty true to color. I love this color. It's kind of nice to wear when it's a little dreary outside because it kind of brightens things up and is cheerful. One more thing I just want to show is my original shawl cuff, which is also by Knox Mountain Knit Co. I brought up the 3 that I had today, and I usually will either wear these on my shawls or on my wrists. I really like them. So they were having a Knit City 20% off sale on their website. I don't know if that's still going on, but that is what I am wearing today. So let's get into finished objects. So my first finished-ish object, or maybe mostly finished object, is what I've been working on now for a couple of episodes, and it is my modified Gambier Jacket, and this is by Lindsay Inouye of Standard Knits. You can find this pattern on her website. She also has some other places where you can purchase her patterns as well. So this was modified because instead of making it a full jacket with long sleeves and of course with the color work that's supposed to be throughout the body, I just followed the pattern and didn't do the color work design. And then when you split for the sleeves, I actually just knit it so that it would be a vest. So to make it so that the collar doesn't roll, I did a bit of a knit one, purl one at the back, and it's mostly finished. I just have to contact and get a good time where I can meet up with the recipient of this vest and see if she wants me to do a maybe a bit of a collar on it. I don't know how it would totally work to pick up a shawl collar on this, or like a button band along here, or if she wanted somehow for us to sew in a zipper. So because I haven't had a chance to contact her, well, I've contacted her, but just there's no time to meet up right now. This is kind of a project that's on hold. And yeah, the yarn that I used was 2 colors of custom woolen mills in their bulky 6 strands. So you can see right here at the armpits, I changed the dark sheepy brown to a light sheepy gray. And I was wearing this around the house to kind of see how warm it was, and it is very warm. So what this has really motivated me to do is get some more yarn so that I can knit a Gambier jacket for myself. It's such a really easy to follow pattern that Lindsay has written out, and the color work on it isn't hard to follow. I think it's great charts. I would really recommend it. So again, Gambier Jacket by Lindsay of Standard Knits, and Custom Woolen Mills is based out of Alberta. So that is my mostly finished-ish object. And then I cast on something else this week that I didn't show in the podcast for episode 3, and that is this Slouchy toque. I don't know if you can see the halo there. Oh man. Okay, this toque is so soft. So I wanted to knit one of my friends a toque for him to take. He's going on a fishing trip, and a long time ago he had kind of mentioned about getting a knit toque, so I thought I should. And it's actually Jeff B. Him and Kellyanne are going on a fishing trip together, so I thought that I should probably knit him something, you know. So there you go. So anyways, so I had some sweet fiber, sweet merino light in her charcoal colorway, and then I had some Drops Kid Silk. So the Drops Kid Silk is 75% mohair, 25% silk. It's so nice and soft. And sweet fiber, sweet merino light is 100% merino wool. And so I held 3 strands together and I knit this toque. and I'll try it on. Let's see here. So, I don't know if I really love having the fuzzies down here. I might next time, if I ever knit like one of these toques for myself, I will maybe not have the mohair on the brim, on the ribbing, and just start it up here. But here it is. It's kind of like a slouchy toque. I think that this, like, when you go fishing, having like a real, like 100% wool toque is kind of nice, or hat, pardon me, for anyone who's watching who's not from Canada, having a wool hat is so nice, because during the fall when it's like drizzling out, you know, raining, wool just really, it's perfect to wear. You know, it can retain so much moisture and still keep you dry and warm. And so I hope that this fits Jeff B's head, and you know, that it's a good length. I was kind of wondering that for myself. I think that maybe what I did, because I wasn't following a pattern, I was making my own, is I should have decreased when the brim met this part of the toque, whatever that's called. I should have decreased there and then knit those same amount of stitches up, and then just decrease for the crown. But instead what I did was every 15 rows I would decrease. And so I don't know if I like the total top, how it is shaped, but the toque isn't for me, it's for Jeff, so hopefully he likes it. So anyways, so that is a finished object that is going to be heading on over to Kelly and Jeff's place, so that it can be a gift for Jeff. And so then I kind of was, because I was working on the Gambier Jacket vest and this toque here, I didn't really work too much on my zwag or on my love note. So I kind of feel bad about that, but I did get a chance to work on some other projects. So instead of showing, you know, the zwag and the love note, which don't have too much progress done on them, I'm going to show you some other projects that I've been working on. And let's see. Okay, actually, the first one I'm going to show you is out of this book here. My hair feels a little crazy right now here. Okay, so this is a pattern out of the book Journey, and this is a collab between Shannon Cook and Jane Richmond. So I've had an opportunity to meet them. They were at Knit City. They're so sweet, so kind. The designs that they come out with are so beautiful, easy to follow, enjoyable, perfect pieces, garments and accessories. And so what I did was, a couple of years ago, I was down at Tolt Yarn, and that is located in, a little place outside, Carnation, Washington, which is maybe an hour or so outside of Seattle. And so while I was down there, I picked up some Quince & Co. yarn, and it's actually the exact same yarn used for this pattern here. So this is the Onward shawl, and this one is by Shannon Cook. That's one of her designs. So Onward is by Shannon Cook, and it uses 6 skeins of Quince & Co. In their Lark base, and this colorway is called Glacier. And so Lark is their worsted weight base. So I have 6 skeins of this. I have the pattern, the needles, the book. So I started on this shawl, and I'm not in the middle of a row, thank goodness. So here it is. And I think that the color that is on the camera is pretty much the accurate color of the yarn here. So I think I've only done one full repeat of the 4 sections. And it is so awesome. I love it so much. Oh, I gotta showcase this. So Sarah of Riv Creative, she used to send out these little heart stitch markers when you ordered from her. So that is my little heart stitch marker on this beautiful shawl pattern by Shannon Cook. Here is the yarn all caked up. Oh, and actually, I just want to show this. It's kept in this little project bag by Jade of Stitch Mischief. So actually, I've noticed that I think all of my bags are like either from Jade or a pattern of Jade's that is made for me. So yeah, super cute fabric. And that is what my Onward shawl is kept in. And now my next work in progress whip is kept in this Alice in Wonderland project bag. Guess who it's by? Just guess. Yes, Jade made this, Jade of Stitch Mischief, who, by the way, has some fantastic colors that she's dyeing right now. If you are looking for some new yarn for like your projects, go over to her Instagram page. It's like, I think that Jeff wants to, you know, shield my eyes from Instagram for a while because she keeps posting all these beautiful new colors that she's dyeing, and like the depth of these colors is so gorgeous, and I just want to buy them all. Like I want 12 skeins of each just so that I can like have them to keep them, and that's weird, and so I need to relax and actually probably find like the perfect project so that I can purchase her yarn and make it into like a beautiful garment or something. Anyways, so Stitch Mischief bag, and in this bag is actually another pattern by Megan of Pip Pin, and this is the Courtship Tee. It's a beautiful, again, kind of like the Noni Tee that I'm wearing right now. It has this beautiful detail up at the top, and it's nice. It's a nice loose fitting garment, and so I'm really looking forward to that. Just something kind of loose that will be easy to put like a cardigan over, and it comes in a little size as well. Sorry, while I organize how to get this on camera. Isn't that beautiful? And what I've decided to do for the first time is use not a wool yarn. I'm actually making this out of Corsica, Berroco Corsica. So I purchased this yarn from Sue's shop in Langley, 88 stitches, and this yarn is a 90% cotton, 10% cashmere base. And this color is so beautiful. So let's just see if I can pull this out without looking too disorganized here. In the pattern, you knit the back and then you knit the front and then you join it. But what I've done, because I have you know, multiple balls of yarn, is I've cast on for the front and back, and I'm working them in the round at the same time so that when it's time to join them, I can join them. I don't have to start the pattern over and then join it. I don't know. Anyways, in my head it makes sense. So here's what I have so far. So it's in 2 pieces here, and I've put on some super elegant cut in half cork so that the stitches don't fall off while I'm manhandling it here on camera. Just pardon me while I try to organize this. Okay, so here it is. And this Corsica yarn feels so nice. I'm not one to work with cotton yarn. I don't know, like wool is so forgiving, you can block it, and even if there's something kind of wrong or it doesn't fit totally right, you can make it work, and it's really warm. And so I've never worked with cotton yarn except for like face cloths or washcloths. So I don't know how this will wear, but I am happy to be trying it out for the first time. And so far it's great. And I'm using, I am using Chowgu needles. If you didn't notice the red lace, they're just my favorite needles to work with. I like to use them for socks, shawls, garments. They just are so nice. The point isn't too bad that you hurt your fingers when you use it, but it just works perfect for me. So I love using it. So yeah, so something exciting that happened over the weekend when we couldn't go to Knit City, Vancouver, was Jeff and I decided to do a day trip date, and we were able to go to Kamloops. And so if we're in Kamloops, what do you think that means? We got to go to Carla's shop. So Knit 2 Yarns, located in Kamloops. I was so excited to walk in there. It had been far too long since the last time that I was there. And of course I have a bit, I'm not going to show you everything that I bought, but I am going to show you a couple things. And yeah, I don't want this podcast to run too long, but I did want to talk a bit about what I bought. So I'm going to show you a pattern that I got from there. And it is this pattern by Andrea Mowry, Drea Renee Knits, and this is the Honey Study hat. So super beautiful. I really love the yarn. The yarn that she uses for the pattern is Lichen and Lace Rustic Heather Sport, which Carla does sell in her shop, but she didn't have this colorway there. So what I did was I picked out this Berroco Vintage DK in this colorway, color 2192. So not totally a match, but it does have the color that I was mostly wanting to go for. So I'm very excited. I'm going to start this hat. It's definitely getting to be hot weather. It's not super cold here where I'm living, but it's just, you know, it's totally Toque weather. So I'm going to start that, and that is some of the yarn that I purchased. Now, before I get into this next yarn that I purchased, I wanted to talk about a knit along that I want to have. So I'm excited because this is my first knit along. Sorry, as I look at my notes here. So I was on Instagram and I was looking through some pages, and I came across the Bluewater wrap. So this is by, pardon me, I know that my pronunciation is going to be terrible, but Tsin Bikéé, Tsin Bikéé knits. That is terrible. Okay, so it's Navajo for wooden shoe knits. So this designer, Tressa, she is half Dutch and Navajo, and she designs these beautiful patterns. So here's this beautiful pattern that I've gotten the photo off her Instagram. I just thought I want to have this for winter. So I want to have a winter wrap knit along, and it's going to be the Bluewater wrap knit along. So it's not going to be a super formal knit along. What I'm hoping is that if you want to join along, I want you to use the hashtag Bluewater Winter Wrap KAL. And I was thinking about starting it November 1st and having it run until July 31st. And if you participate and you hashtag that, then I'm thinking about doing a giveaway at the end of January. So for this one, it was originally made out of Farmer's Daughter's Fibers Pishkun DK. So it's a DK weight yarn. What I did was when I was at Carla's shop, I picked up 5 skeins of this vintage DK by Berroco in this beautiful colorway, color 2172. I thought that isn't this the perfect color to use for the Bluewater wrap? And so if you want to participate with me, go and purchase the pattern and hashtag your progress, and then at the end of January I'm excited to see everybody's patterns and what they've knit. And you know, like if you don't finish, that's okay. I think that whoever uses the hashtag, I'm just going to go through, choose a random number, and then, you know, send away a prize. And I don't know what the prize will be yet because the knit along hasn't even started, but we'll see. And yeah, so I picked up that yarn from Carla's shop. I'm going to start that knit along November 1st, and it's going to run November, December, and January. So that will be the Bluewater wrap knit along. You know, usually at this time I talk about some of my favorite things, but I first want to mention some podcasts that I've been watching that are so enjoyable. And I got to talk about Caitlin and Serena, although it's just Cait, Over the Moon Yarn. Well, she started this new podcast, and she's based out of, I believe, Edmonton, Alberta, or somewhere in Alberta. And she is such a joy to watch. She's had 3 episodes out, and she just seems like the type of person that you want in your knit night group, somebody who's really like authentic and genuine and fun. And she shows all these beautiful projects, and she uses like really beautiful color combinations. And she even has like this new this knitting project that it's going to be a pair of socks, but it's also a hat, and it's like waffle cone ice cream with a cherry on top, and it's just so cute. And it, you know, like I love to watch knitting podcasts, and I really enjoy every one of hers. So far it's been really cool. Another one, of course, is Eden of the Dear Friend podcast. She is this sweet maker. She has a shop, Yarrow & Co, and you know, like she makes these little clay stitch markers and these beautiful earrings, and she has artwork, and like she has so much talent. She's such a pleasure to watch. And yeah, she like finishes all these beautiful projects and just really inspirational. So I wanted to talk about them. And also, guess who uploaded a new podcast? Is Heather and Becky of the Feather Stitches podcast. I mean, everybody, because of the pandemic and keeping your circle small, they've, you know, a lot of people have kind of been hibernating during the year, but it was so nice when I went into my subscriptions page and I was able to see that they had a new episode up with like so many beautiful, like everything that they finished and some of the projects that they're working on now. And they're just really two sweet makers. And so for those who are looking for podcasts to watch, you know, really easy to listen to, I would highly recommend them. So I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to all those amazing makers out there and podcasters. And now I want to show just like a little treat yourself, some of my favorite things. I feel like I'm bouncing around too much and playing with my hair too much, but okay, so I have some blonde highlights in my hair, and the water here is, it kind of has some like things in it that turn my hair a little brassy. And so what I wanted to share this week on the podcast was this beautiful, it's not beautiful, it makes your hair beautiful, but this amazing smelling product that works. I've tried other purple shampoos, nothing works. Milkshake, this is what you want, people. Silver Shine Purple Shampoo. It smells so good and it works. Like, if you have blonde hair, gray hair, highlights, if you have balayage, this is what you want for your hair. Honestly, even if you have like darker hair, this tones your hair and it gives such a nice color to it. I was talking about this with somebody who I work with, and then she went out and purchased it. And the next day she came to work and I was like, hey, did you go to the hairdresser? And she was like, no, I went and bought some Milkshake Silver Shine shampoo. Not sponsored, people. And it made such a difference. And just like I said, because of the water where we live, my hair does go kind of brassy. So along that spectrum, I'm just going to talk about some other Milkshake products that I have. This one, Milkshake whipped cream. This literally smells exactly like whipped cream. Like, if sometimes, like, when I use this, I'm like, I wonder if this tastes like whipped cream, but I refrain because that would be weird. This is no rinse, conditioning, and protective creamy foam for all hair types. So for my daughters, so I have 3 teenage girls, and we heat style our hair, you know, and so we all use this, and it really does help to protect it. And then another Milkshake product that I just purchased is this Life Styling Thermal Protector. Heat protection for hair. I love how it says here, must have. Like, of course you would put that on your product. You want people to buy it. So, these are not cheap products. They're, the Milkshake is a salon brand, the Silver Shine shampoo and the Life Styling Thermal Protector. They're about $30 each. And so, I mean, they're not like super budget friendly. The whipped cream is about $20, but it lasts. And I just find that for myself and for my daughters, I just want them to not like fry their hair. So we use them, and they're so good. They smell really good and they work. So, pardon me. So if you are looking for something for your hair, maybe that would work for you. Anyways, okay, so I think that my time here is done. I don't know how long I've been chatting for, but I did want to keep this a bit shorter. I don't think I succeeded at that. So, but it's been like such a pleasure to be able to podcast bi-weekly. I get every second Thursday off work, which I love, but in 2 weeks from now, actually, I have to work. I have to do a 3-day travel trip. So I don't know the next time when I'll be podcasting. Hopefully, maybe I can still do something that week. I don't know, maybe on the weekend instead of on Thursday, but who knows? And this coming up weekend is a long weekend up here in Canada. So for all my Canadian friends who are working, enjoy that extra day off and that time off with your family. And before I go, like I said at the beginning, I really appreciate the fact that you have watched this, that you've commented or subscribed, or, you know, ring the bell so you know when my next episode is up, and people who've messaged me on Instagram. It just really means a lot. Where I live, I love my friends, but they're mostly quilters. There's like no knitters. And so to be able to be a part of something and kind of engage in that community aspect on Instagram and on YouTube is just something I really appreciate, because these are, you know, I get to see projects that I want to make, and people are encouraging for me to keep, like, to finish actual whips that I have. So it's been like a real pleasure to be able to do this and to get to know you all, and I hope that you come back and see my next episode whenever I post it. And please, if you want to join in the Bluewater wrap knit along, I really suggest you do it. Go check out her pattern, and any information will be listed below in the about. That's where I've been putting all of my show notes with links to everything that I've chatted about. So hopefully those are useful for you as well. Anyways, I am gonna go brew some more coffee and get to some knitting, and I hope that you have a great day or night whenever you watch this, and I will see you again. Bye.